So John here, let me know if everyone can hear me all right, if anyone's on here. And we are going to be going over today using Bonfire Terminal, which is the software I had created, or I've created with AI. AI programmed every line. And we're going to create a presentation for our affiliates to use for our white label resellers, for folks that want to resell offline AI. So this is going to be a training video. This will be posted in the AI Marketers Club community. And yeah, any questions that come up? Here we go. So first, I'm just starting with my folder here. So working with Terminal AI, we always start with our folder. In this case, I've already put in my key. And we're going through the onboarding process here because this is a new folder I haven't worked in. This is the configuration of our offline AI, LLM, TTS, SST model. This is our Bonfire terminal is sensing our system. We're not really going to use it for any of that though. And we are going to not, I'm just going to select that so it doesn't use my audio. And here we have different voices. This feature isn't completely working. The offline AI thing isn't completely working yet. But voice activation. Okay. Now here we go. And here's our launch. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to work with this. I'm going to open up Claude. Now, for folks who haven't signed up for Claude yet, I highly recommend you do. I will put in a affiliate link in the chat. Oh, there's no. And let me bring up the AI Marketers Club community. And I'm just going to go to the installation instructions. Whatever. You guys can figure out a way to make it. There we go. And I'll put this in the chat. So here we are. Now, what we can do from here is, so I'm going to enter in my Digistore ID. So this is just a little feature we have. Now, if you want to join this, part of this software has been made for live streamers. So if you, once you get Bonfire Terminal, you can live stream with your QR code. As you see, the QR code, just gets created, and as well as the affiliate ID. And the point is, I want this to be shared mimetically. So if you guys want to learn about Bonfire, you can, join the AI Marketers Club. Now, let's go into the actual software. So let's start building this. Now, in this case, what I'm going to do, as you see, I launched it in, we want to launch in dangerously skip permissions mode. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my AI a persona. So I'm going to say you are, and I'm going to use one of my, oopsies. Let me move my screen so you can see. I'm going to use one of my pre-configured persona files right here, which is my CEO, Larry Ellison. Okay, so I'm going to just say you are. And as you see, I drag and drop the file right in, and I'm going to say you are Larry Ellison. And what are we doing today? Well, I have a draft of my old presentation in the folder. And one of the things we want to understand about working with Bonfire and any AI is you want it to have a sense of what other files it has available to it. And memory is not the solution. So what I do is I organize my important files for the project I'm working on in the folder. So as you see, we have my old sales brochure template right here. And what, this was for my old coaching program over on the right. And we also have an example of a very good sort of franchisee presentation right here. Now, the reason I'm putting these files in the folder is because I want to create something like what McDonald's has created for its franchisee, um, presentation. And depending on what sort of presentation you are looking to make, I would download the presentation of something that you imagine you want yours to look like. Again, this makes the process of working with AI much faster, even if you're a non-marketer and whatnot. So you are Larry Ellison, and I'm just going to say read the files in this, oopsies, read the files in this folder. Okay. And then I'm going to give it a bit more of a prompt here. So this is something I wrote beforehand, just while I was setting up for this. So, create a detailed plan to create an independent software presentation for Bonfire Terminal, somewhat like McDonald's, and the web page, at the web page. So I'm not only going to have it create a presentation here, but I'm also going to have it create custom image assets for the presentation and post those, and post a web page during this process. So here we go. And this, it's also to demonstrate, look, AI, it's not just building a presentation, it's posting it and putting it live. And that's kind of the purpose of Bonfire Terminal. So let's run here. And we're gonna run this. And so at this place, and let me pull my, oopsies. So now the reason we've set it up this way is we want to have it plan what it's going to do first and then do the plan. And then, we want it to plan first though, plan, build, right? And we want it to ask us questions. So here we go. And it's reading some of the files. Okay, so we see whatever it's doing, it's thinking. Create the plan as a 50-line MD file in project root. Include tools, include specific image assets that will be created pre-build image assets. So what I'm doing is I'm giving it a little bit of encouragement. What we're working with is Nick James. Why? Yeah, I can go over, Nick, I'm happy to go over questions like that, dealing with more the mentality and everything, later on. But I'd say the main thing is always do the best you can. Okay, always do the absolute best you can. And once you've done the best you can, try to do better than everyone else. And what I did, in working with in creating Bonfire, or just, the way this journey started is actually I was learning about AI, how AI could be used for marketing. And I decided to be the best at AI, I had to create my own software, or I had to have AI create my own software. So that's, hey, Sayed, Daki, and everyone else on the chat. So here we are, and we've got a response from our AI. Now, we don't have Zoom in right now, so it's kind of annoying, but let's read the plan, okay? And what I found is that when we're talking with AI through this way, we want to always read the plan. Now, we're going to break out of this viewing experience, this ugly viewing experience very soon. But let's go into things. So we have a build plan here. And let's open up the actual build plan. It says it created a file. Yeah, so it created a file for us. And we're going to read the file. Okay. So here we have the plan it created for us. ISV hero banner image, dark gradient with bonfire logo, terminal screenshot, embed offline AI into businesses. Okay. Into Okay, so let's read through this. It's got the angle wrong. And it wasn't supposed to make the build plan. So it actually did this wrong. I want it to ask me questions first. I'm going to say this is wrong. I want the deck. What is this? I want the new sales brochure focused around the aid program, which will deploy AI as the central secure offline AI command center for SMBs. AIDS, you know, or even like Sonos speakers. Because right now, what you don't realize is that this Bonfire terminal is actually listening in. So what I'm doing is I'm prompting it to build me another version of the plan, and I'm telling it what it did wrong. Okay. Now this process may look mundane at first, but it's because the heavy lifting and the superpower of this workflow is that it can be extended. It ramps up exponentially, and you'll see we'll get the web pages and everything pretty quickly. But the core of working with AI is we must be able to make decisions. We must know what we want here. What is the primary target audience? So now it's asking me questions, which is good. So now I'm refining kind of what I want this presentation to be about. Managed service providers who deploy tech into SMBs and want to bundle offline AI. You know, I just say your average, who is the target audience? Your average, everyday, marketing consultant. What's the core aid value prop you want to lead with? And again, we're going to go through questions, and where we want to get through in working with AI is we want it asking us questions when we begin a project so that it can fill in the blanks of what it doesn't know or where it needs clarifications. And this is very important. And what you'll see, and I'm going to put this in my create a detailed plan. 2, and then, you know, I say use ask user question tool, and I'll put this up. I'll actually show, we won't go into it. Let's just move through the things. Lead with cost savings and privacy. Lead with the business opportunity. Lead with the business opportunity. Did you study our current sales brochure or the McDonald's brochure? And one thing I'm looking in retrospect that I may have done wrong here is I should have actually specifically given it the files. What revenue model should aides pitch to their end customers? One-time install fee and annual support. One-time install fee, average received is currently around 8K. And optional maintenance. So sort of the future of where AI goes is people are installing it into businesses, right? I'm not going to go on to that. How many slides should this deck be? We're gonna have it create it as 10 to 12 slides. And what I like here is that it's giving us the format, which is PPTX. And I'm just gonna tell it to give us a comprehensive playbook. We'll give it the middle. I like going with middle options where I don't want to mess things up too much. I really want to keep that AI focused on, and during this question process, what you're actually also doing is utilizing what I call the balloon method or pre-prompting. You're getting it to bring in more context as it's asking us questions. And this is a very important way of working with AI. This question back and forth. Where we want to be with AI is we want to be answering questions with 4, and AI gives us 4 choices to choose from, A, B, C, or D. That is how we want to be working with AI in order to maximize the work it is doing. And humans are purely the decision-making layer with AI. And again, it corresponds to A, B, C, or D when we're working with it. So as you see, now we're getting into round 2 of the questions with Bonfire Terminal. And let me see if I can, I need to find a way to make this more zoomed in, but also keep in mind, you know, as an affiliate, anybody can reuse any of this footage. So should the aid presentation position Bonfire as a smart home IoT center like the advisor deck or general purpose offline AI workstation for SMBs? Yeah, the brains for the offline AI brain for any small business. We'll tease. So the future of AI is also, it starts offline first. Okay, present as is, 20 per sessions, okay. Okay, and we're answering questions, and as you see, I can make choices, right? It's A, B, or 1, 2, or 3. Dedicated franchise model slide. A slide literally comparing to McDonald's. Absolutely. Now, this is where we're getting intelligence coming in, as you see. And we will submit our answers. And as you see, we're going to go through a number of rounds of this. And I like to go through about 5 rounds of questions generally each time I'm building anything. Um, what tools are you using to create the images? What visual style for the slide deck? So now it's getting into some of the image stuff. The sales brochure is bright corporate. I want a deck like the advisor deck, bright and approachable like the sales brochure. The sales brochure uses the OBO. Should the deck have its own deployment roadmap? Yes. Keep it dead simple for marketing consultants. Interesting. We'll do number 2. Should the deck include a technical what gets installed showing the bonfire architecture? Absolutely. Absolutely. 2 text slides. Architecture plus comparison. That's smart. It's thinking. See this right here? It's creating a good plan, but we'll see how it does, right? What CTA should the final slide drive to? Absolutely. Apply at the web page. Apply at the home page. Follow up with your sales representative, right? Because we have a sales team. We have to tell it what it's actually going to do. You know, and we'll leave it there. Now, I also want to create a separate one for affiliates, but we'll see about that. But we're going to I'm going to give this presentation away for affiliates to use at the end of this live stream, or at 3 o'clock, whatever comes sooner. I have a student webinar I'm doing with affiliate tactics. So that's good. So as you see, we're tapping into open source software that people pay a lot of money to Canva for. Standalone, and I'm going to say include a visually interesting 3JS feature or 2. Also, one 3JS feature pipeline dashboard. The build project dashboard. So now what I do is I'll plan before I have it start spreading itself. The goal is to break out of the terminal experience, which we're in right here. Um, and what the part of the plan is for those of you just joining is that we're going to have it build its own dashboard and build an entire presentation of it building its presentation. Custom dashboards are the future. I don't need to explain that to anyone. But let's go into this, the final round of questions. What 3S picture, animated particle, fire flame, rotating 3D terminal cube, network mesh, represents the daemon mesh, constellation, 3D product press bars, bonfire. Let's go there. What's the time expected? Build it all now in this session. So here we go. We say it's going to build us a plan. And as you see, it wrote us a new plan. And we can check that right here. Okay, it should be in here somewhere. Or not. Writing, build. Oh, it's writing it. Okay, so should appear in here. There we are. So here we have our new plan. And let us actually look at this plan. Okay. So when we're doing projects with AI, right, we can utilize AI to do things that we can't normally do, but we do need to review certain key outputs. And if you don't want to review plans, then you'll need to find some other way to work with it, either through voice or have it summarize it through, however, and you can do that with Bonfire. I prefer to read because it's more overpowered. So it looks like it's creating some images for the slides, diploma certificate icon, rocket upload icon. Then it has the slide deck, the web page, and it looks like it's going to put all of this stuff together. So let's see how it does. We can start it off and we'll see how it builds us these assets. Okay. We'll say green light. Green light. Proceed. Spin up the dashboard first. Create include image previews for all created image logo assets on the dashboard, please. Boom. Now notice, folks, we have dangerously bypassed permissions on. Okay, so what you're about to see may not work, may be magic. But we're gonna let it run, and we're gonna let it go. And this is us working on, once again, the Bonfire terminal. If y'all want to get Bonfire terminal yourself, you have to join the AI Marketers Club right now and book a call with one of my people. You can scan the QR code, you can take a picture of it, scan it, send it to a friend, scan it on their device if you have. But this is the future of this is the future of how digital work is going to be done. And we'll see. Now, I'd say the most important thing when building any marketing asset is always have an idea of what you want to copy. okay, what you want to model yours after. And the sky's the limit, right? Because AI can do any sort of image, Bonfire Terminal can do any sort of image processing, video processing, anything, right? But we start here in the terminal, um, and we have the keys, right? We have the keys to the FTP account. We have the keys to, really, that's all we need. Um, and we'll be able to post, we'll be able to do any sort of image manipulation or presentation creation. So here we see it's working. So it says it's launching parallelized agents. Notice this is, we see two different agents launched. And what we can do here is, okay, it's launched 4 agents. So it's launching a matrix of it's launching, not a matrix of agents. It's just launching parallel agents for some of the different slides, which is, I think, smart, a good use of agents. And we see that also this folder is being added to. We got the assets folder here, and it's creating some images for us. Bonfire certified aid, AI deployment engineer. That's cool. Okay, it's created some images so far. Deploy offline AI into any business, earn from day one. Ha! That's pretty cool. Look at that. Okay. Get certified, Bonfire, $18,000 investment, 10 hands-on sessions, install into client businesses, SMBs, hardware, kiosks, 8K per install. That's pretty good, right? I didn't give it any of this copy, but I think that's pretty smart. We got it creating images here. Okay. Now let's actually see if we can, let's open up our dashboard, because we have a dashboard that's been created. So we'll actually open up our dashboard here. And we see that we have a build progress going on. Let's see how this is going on. So this is our custom dashboard it created for our build pipeline. Okay. Generated assets. It's not up to date, but I don't like the dashboard. I think it did a terrible job of this dashboard, honestly. But the assets that are coming out are, you know, as we see, I'm happy with right now, you know. So it's creating what gets installed. Complete offline, zero cloud dependencies, offline AI, no cloud, no subscription, no data leaves. It's not really picking up on the fact that the software has no dependencies, which I think is a good one. Oh, this is great, a comparison chart. Okay, so look what it created for us. Bonfire versus Cloud AI, why businesses choose offline, data privacy, monthly cost, internet required, latency, OEM licensable, vendor lock, and you own the install. Yeah, these are great reasons not to use these cloud AI providers. Right? It's just, they're just going to suck you dry, obviously. But this is great, right? So, and we have some SVG icons. Notice that, folks. We have some SVG icons. Interesting. So let's get back to our Bonfire terminal and let's watch it work. So it says it's working on stuff right now. And, you know, we have a really terrible dashboard, though. You know, this dashboard is not good at all. And part of prompt engineering, from my perspective, is, you know, where I need to improve is having it spin up good dashboards consistently every time. Okay, now I'm going to check. So it's working. And what we can do while it's working, if we want to see kind of, you know, what I'll do when I'm usually doing a new project, unlike today, where I'm explaining, you know, this is a training video for Bonfire terminal users, is I'll read the output and I'll just check everything as it's going on. I guess sort of like what we're doing, where we're monitoring the assets it's creating and we're monitoring it during the project. Now we can schedule, when we're comfortable with our agents, we can schedule tasks to run autonomously. And it looks like it's still creating more image assets. What I like to see particularly is I like to see the different agents that are working. I like to see per agent work done in a pipeline format, but this is not creating it today. So it says it's created the PowerPoint and the PDF. Let's see. No, this is not it. So notice this little artifact. It created a Python script to build the deck itself. So it's programming itself to do tasks more efficiently or use tools better. Here's our deck. Let's see this so far. So let's see this. Okay. AI deployment engineer program. Data privacy is the number one. So this is I like it. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. What we're gonna do, I'd say the deck, it works. Okay. It's a good basis. It could be more visually interesting. And I'm actually just gonna tell it, the deck needs to be letter be the same dimensions as McDonald's. Bonfire logo on every page. Animated. Is it possible to have animated elements, animated or interactive elements in the presentation? Think of 4 radically different approaches to making slides, backgrounds, etc. more visually interesting. Okay. And ask okay, so what we're doing, it looks like it built the let's see if it actually it did some nice stuff, but let's see if we actually have the web page too. Okay. Okay, set. Then upload the after three rounds of questions for clarification, then create the new Prezo and upload the web page. Give me full. So I'm trying to explain to it what I want improved here. Now the good part is working with AI, we can, we have a really solid basis. Almost all of this we could mark off as pre-prompting. And what we're having it, what I'm having it do here is ask me more rounds of questions to improve this basic presentation that we got. Okay. But we got something, as you see. We got something. We have a web page created. We have a dashboard just for our project that isn't working. But we're getting unique image assets that I'm pretty impressed by. And the intelligence, there's very little hallucination here. In fact, these are what I consider production worthy things. I mean, this is stuff I feel comfortable deploying without any editing whatsoever. And I think that's the point of what AI has to do, is actually create production quality stuff that doesn't need to be edited a little bit by a human. Okay, it should be edited by AI. And that's what we want it to do. We don't want to have to go in and do that. So in this case, I'm working to get it really focused on making it more visually exciting. And that's why my lines, I'm having it ask questions to really hone it in. And what we want to do is we want to focus the context in here on this. Glowing accents, high-end tech feel. Okay, and again, we're going to use our 4 decision nodes. Yes. And what I'm gonna do here is I like this answer. But instead of selecting the answer, because I don't like it saying no animation, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create option number 5 here. And I'm gonna say full bleed magazine animated PPTX static static PDF. Because the PowerPoint can be, interesting, right? Full bleed magazine. We'll say full bleed magazine PDF. But also a standard size PPTX which includes animations. So we're going to have it create both a presentation and a PDF for us, because I think we should have both. I'm going to let it know that the McDonald's brochure is, do we want primary as 8.5 times 11, then an animated TX for presentations. Okay, and we want our logo on every page, so just moving it around there. We have more questions coming. Hopefully, it's going to talk about some of the animated elements. But what's good is we already honed in. We want an animated PowerPoint, and we want a static but beautiful sort of letter style. Bold color blocks. Color blocks. More transitions. Okay, we have our second round of questions in, and then, and think about, I like to think about how much money I spent on Fiverr projects, just to get logos or all sorts of little things, just like this done, I know that seems silly, but it feels like so much of our time as marketers is spent doing these little banal, image assets or video assets. For the FTP upload, should I upload just the ISV folder or also the PDF index so they're full package? Any specific content changes for the new versions? Same 18 slides. And let's see. So this is where I'm actually going to give it some feedback because I want to get something production, ready for this. This isn't just me doing YouTube to try to get views, obviously, or clickbait. This is me actually working with Bonfire Terminal to create a presentation. So we're going to look at, it asks us if we have any specific content changes to the deck that it created for us. So I'm going to actually check right now and see. But it's nice that it asked. Yeah, I'm going to say, what are we going to do? Remove the part about Matter devices. What else are we going to tell it to do? Less words per slide. Less words per slide. Do research online for better icon SVG options. with stuff like check marks. And, you know, we'll say bigger bonfire logo on first page. Same 18 slides, but much better visuals. Have a much better and engaging visuals. McDonald's it was is a good example of a world class application. And we're going to go. So we're answering what marketing really becomes and what digital work becomes is answering questions. Okay. And again, working with AI is about actualizing yourself. If it's not asking you smart questions, then you're not working with AI the right way. It's built to fill in the blanks. It's a workhorse, but it's built to fill in blanks and to get actual quality product from it, you know, and actually use it as an accelerant for, you know, whatever we're doing. We need to have it asking us questions. And that's how, you know, I was able to obviously create software, you know, with, you know, actual working software, with just working with AI without touching a line of code. So, and these are the two different views for Bonfire Terminal, by the way. We have the full terminal view, and we can see that up here. We have the 3-pane layout and the terminal screen. Now, over time, we will be expanding some of these settings so that you can see your crypto wallet if you want. I don't think people have enough trust for that, but this is a way live streamers can create, you know, just put in their key. But yeah, we'll be expanding some of these things over time. And now we have multiple, so we have 2 agents running. So as you see, Bonfire automatically is spinning up. We're working with Claude Code, but we can work with any AI here, OpenAI, Grok, or Gemini. But it's natively spinning up multiple agents, which is really cool. And they're building in parallel. Unfortunately, we don't have, you know, it didn't really create us a good dashboard. And I think part of that reason is it's not sensing Rust or Go properly on my computer right now. But we'll see about that. You know, I've been deep in the Borg of working with AI. We still have people on. Yeah, so Barry, I'm building sales copy with, I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm building a presentation deck with AI. So, you know, I'm working with my own software right now, obviously, to, you know, create sales material for it. But the thing about Bonfire is it can be used, you know, to create sales presentations for anything, for any business. You know, but the key is that it's a different workflow. It's on your computer. You're not working with browser AI. Browser AI hallucinates a lot. The closer you get to the phone usage of AI, the worse of the quality of product you're going to get. And it's why working with Bonfire is so absolutely necessary, because, you know, image video generation, you could be paying for a gazillion tools here, you know, to create these logos. You could be paying contractors or websites or whatever. There's a bunch of different tools you could do. You have to need to just do some of these simple tasks, creating charts, strategy, copy. But what we're having it do is simply on one of these online AI subscriptions, right? Claude, Gemini, OpenAI, Grok, it doesn't matter which one we use. We can have the full workflow done by AI. So literally AI replaces one AI subscription for 20 bucks a month replaces your entire marketing stack. And let's see, and it's building right here. So as you see, it's been running for 5 minutes and 41 seconds. We've used up 9.2K tokens. That's about 5% of the limit here. And what I'll show you is, we've expanded this project a little bit from being just a presentation to being a presentation, a sales brochure, and a web page and image assets. But I think it's going to do fine. And I believe, I named this, building a presentation, but AI is so much more powerful than simply building a presentation. It will run an entire business, which is how I've set it up. And it can run anybody's entire business better and more reliably. But the most important thing is it should be based offline. Is making AI presentations the fastest way to make money? I don't know. Presentations are important for various things you might do with marketing, right? So this is a tutorial. I'm showing how to use Bonfire for anything marketing related. And I intend to do a lot more of these streams. Please subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and enable notifications, because I will be doing quite a bit more streams showing how we actually can build stuff. So let's see we should have a dashboard that's open. It says, okay, well, let's see here. Okay, it looks like it created a web page for us. And let's see this here. Oh my God, look at this. Folks, we have, look at the page it created for us. That's wild. Become a certified AI deployment engineer. Okay. Let's okay, so become a certified, deploy Bonfire terminal into businesses. What's an aid? Get certified, deploy Bonfire. Okay. Oh, that's pretty neat. Use cases. What gets installed? A complete AI offline command center. What gets installed? Okay, I like that. Bonfire versus cloud AI. Why businesses choose. Notice, folks, this is online. This isn't like, oh, it created a web page, but like you could see a preview of it, but it's not online. No, it uploaded all the images. It uploaded, everything. But let's see and it has our custom certified aid logo there. Aid is an AI deployment engineer. This is the future of marketers, of digital workers. I want to be very clear about this right here. This is the future of digital work, is deploying AI into businesses. There are no more agencies. There are those who deploy AI into businesses, and everybody else that does digital work is done. You either work for a company that has a product, or you're deploying AI into businesses. This is the future, folks. But this is supposed to be a tutorial video, so shouldn't be talking. So we have our program brochure here, and we have our animated presentation. Now, it even gave us a nice viewing pane for this. This is very interesting. I think it built its own. Let's look at this. This is amazing. So we have our AI deployment engineer program here. Let's look at this, folks. So here we are, okay? And the AI Deployment Engineer program. AI market by 20. Okay, that's cool. SMBs are being left behind. Zero offline AI solutions exist for them. And lifetime license. Okay. That's good. It's somewhat good. I need it clear that they can resell it for any price they want, or they can be an affiliate. So this is good so far. Okay, let's check out the actual the actual presentation here. So let's see this. Okay. AI Deployment Engineer Program. Bonfires occurring. Okay, now it got the logo a little bit off here, folks. Notice how it's kind of squished. Okay, so it got, okay. It hallucinated on the certification. So I'm going to open up my Bonfire terminal, and I'm going to say on slide 12 of the PPTX, the Bonfire certification logo is a little bit squished. Also, eggs earn 100% of white label deals. Though only 20% as a reseller affiliate. Okay, let's review the output. Also, the use cases. The use cases are much more normal Main Street type of businesses. We'll say coaches, agents, marketing agencies, realtors, lawyers, accountants, dentists, plastic surgeons, etc. Okay? And notice how I'm working with AI here, right? I'm working with it in a back and forth format, like I would work with any employee. But the difference is, this is an overpowered employee, and it's doing things that would take normal contractors days or even weeks to complete. And we're doing it in, it's been about less than an hour and a half, right? So notice the difference. We're still working with an employee. The AI cannot magically know what you're thinking, which is why we must have it ask us questions and we must create this feedback loop with it. Now, what I'm going to do here is, a lot of my time working with AI is spent thinking. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to probably, I'll give it maybe one round of question for clarification, but I want to review its output a little bit more first. Okay. So let's finish going through the deck. Use cases. I'm going to tell it, remove the hardware use cases. Remove the hardware use cases for now. Although technically our license agreement still allows certified aids to include Bonfire terminal in hardware. Okay. Okay, also there's no 2-day boot camp. There's no 2-day boot camp. Aids get 10. Aids get 6 one-on-one Bonfire customization. And 10 additional certifications. One round of questions. Then spin up a new dashboard that shows the running agents and pipeline and log fixes to-dos. Okay. And we're gonna go. So we're getting some, but notice how the AI workflow is different, folks. The AI workflow, we are getting the there's a lot of this kind of boring planning, and then we're getting all the assets, and then we refine it a little bit. But what we have now is we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of images. We have a web page up. We already have stuff up, which is good. For the revenue model slide, should the math show the white label tech deal or reseller deal or both side by side? Yeah. Lead with the white label. Lead with the white label. We could probably just do both side by side. 6 bonfire training plus 10 certification sessions. Okay. For the Main Street use case, confirm the list, or should I add or remove? Use this list. $18,000. So we answer some of its questions and we say, AI, take the wheel. Okay, so that's our tagline. And if anybody else says it, only people with this software are allowed to say it. It's a law I passed. And let's see. So it's building the new dashboard, and we'll see kind of what it spins up here. Okay. Let's see. We have some people on the stream. I see some folks. Hopefully you all are well. Any questions about how this is working? Does anybody else work with AI, other types of AI presentation software? Now, folks, if you want to see what we've created so far, you can check it out in the link in the chat. Interesting. And we will see what it's cooking up here. So it's building a new dashboard for us first, as we see. So this is our AI working. And folks, for anyone who wants to get Bonfire Terminal and work with this tool and work with a superpower, you know, there aren't going to be. This is the future of all digital work. So let's see the dashboard. So we have a dashboard. We have pipeline.html. So let's bring that up. So here's our new dashboard that it's spun up for us. So this is the interface that we want it to get to. I mean, this is more just a dashboard, but we have a few things that are going to go on. We have the change log, we have the fix checklist, and we have the deployment checkline. And this is interactive, which is good. So it's actually letting us know what's going on. It shows us what fixes it needs to do. So fixed squish badge on slide 12, revenue, white label, 100% side by side. See this, folks? So this is AI. It's created its own task list for us. We can eventually get it to the place where it actually works on its own. And the only way it makes sense to do so is offline AI. We're not using any AI credits here. This is complete command line. There's no AI credits being used in this entire project. I want to be very clear on that. When you're working with Bonfire, you're working with your actual AI, Grok, Claude, OpenAI, Gemini, but you're just overpowering it in a way that hasn't been seen before. Now, as you see, it's going through the work process of actually doing the work, and we can inspect what it's doing here. We can see that it's editing our certification page. It deleted the line trained directly by mimetic engineers in 10 hands-on sessions to 16 total one-on-one sessions. It changed this line, 100% revenue on white label deals, 20% on reseller. So I didn't have to go through every single line and spell out in detail what it needs to do. It's fixing a lot of these things. Now remove the tab switching. I don't know what it's talking about. Whatever. Yeah, but we'll see what happens. It's a new way of working with AI. Pretty excited. And what I'll be doing is, as I go through the marketing process of using it, as you're seeing today, we're going to have more. I'm doing what I would say would have taken other employees weeks to do, and I'm doing so in pretty fast, I'd say. Okay, so it updated the page. coaches, marketing agencies, dentists, plastic surgeons, chiropractors, med spas. Yeah, this is our target audience right now. Is sort of professionals that have a skill, that are looking, that don't know marketing and want it to get done for them, or folks who want to resell it. So we have our presentation done. Has it edited the presentation yet? Okay, so it looks like all the fixes, the files were re-uploaded to the live site. So everything's done. We can reload this page now, and we can download the new decks. And let's see if this is actually working or if this is different. So let's bring this up and see what's going on here. Ooh-wee. No. That's still squished. Okay, so let's see if it actually created the new decks though, because the old decks are on the site, but what we want to see is if it created the new decks in the folder. Now these are the files. This is our folder. Notice all the files that are custom code, Python scripts that our AI is generating. This is part of the magic of working with Bonfires. It's generating its own code to do more complex, more intensive projects than you would be able to do if you just spun up Claude Code, for instance. Now let's see the decks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at details, and I'm going to sort by the date modified. I want to see the most recent stuff first. No territory. Okay. Now I'm going to just tell it PDF page 7, no territory. Two paths to revenue. I like this. This is much clearer, and this is how I wanted it, right? I just wasn't able to say it correctly. Page 12, we'll say should only span 2 lines. And the community is John Crestani's community, the AI Marketers Club, and AIDS also get. Okay. use cases, hardware. Remove the month 1, Jan 2026. Slide. Okay. Okay, we see this. Then we're going to check our PowerPoint. Aid. Okay. Okay. And embed the new files. There we go. So, folks, what these are decks that you can use, other folks can use to as affiliates or resellers for a, for Bonfire Terminal. Anybody can be an affiliate. Okay, we give credit to anybody. Um, and as you see, we've got a pretty good production. I'm comfortable with these PDFs in the PowerPoint so far with, just a few modifications. I think this third go around will be fine. Now notice that our context is low. Okay, so if we look down here on the bottom of my screen, what is it? Right down here, right? I'm trying to highlight it. We're gonna, this is bad. That's bad. I should have compacted before here. Um, so let's hope that we get these page changes out. But what's part of the power of this, of our plan here is that AI can write its own code and it can actually run even when context is fully low. This is how we've been able to create not just an offline AI, but a persistent or an AI that has abilities to create itself as a persistent ambient presence in your hardware and software ecosystem. And it looks like it's fixing some of the stuff. So we'll see if it actually gets through. I'm not sure how it's, 0% usually it stops. But we'll see. Okay. And if it can finish the slides and if it can upload the page, that'll be great before it stops working. And I'd say this is a good example of what you can accomplish by fully maxing out the context window of a project in Claude Code or in, most AIs. And I've heard there's ways to do even more than this. So as you see, it's rebuilding the deck right now. It's using Python scripts to align and change the alignment of things here. Now, what I would have done if I wasn't doing, what I would have done is, if I were to do this again, is I would have really solidified what tools it was working with in the planning phase. Because right now, honestly, this is weak compared to some of my other projects I've been doing. Right, building software is complicated. Building images and presentation decks and doing marketing is easy, comparatively. So it's spinning stuff up. Another reason why I don't always, and look, see, it's building the deck. It says it's building, the new deck. It created a new file here. It's created a magazine, a animated, and they've been built, right? Both built. Now convert the PDF to rename file names. Okay, now also notice that it likes these certain words, like magazine style, right? If I was redoing this project, I would hone it in. And what I would also do is I'd feed it the answers to the questions it already asked me on this project. And I'd get a better result. Using this process of question asking or starting a new project and feeding it, the questions you got from the previous one, allows it to keep getting more refined. Every question that AI asks you allow you to get both you and AI to get clear on what the end product is, so we can actually have. And look, it looks like we got it updated. We're gonna come in real close to the cut here. We're gonna come in real close here, folks. We are at 0%. We are at 0%, baby. We are at 0%, and we're close. So I think we got this though. So let's see if it uploaded through FTP. And also notice I didn't tell it how to upload through FTP. In one of those files in my folder I showed you, I gave it what's included in one of these files here is I put in my, where is it? In my Larry Ellison file, I have my FTP username, password, and website. And look, let's see this. So it says it uploaded our. Well, it didn't do a good job of updating the pipeline, that's for sure. But let's see if it updated the actual website. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of that background image is dog. I don't know if that just looks dog on my computer or not, but this is pretty. 16 total one-on-one sessions. There we go. I also would have liked more SVG logos here. Okay. Exponential opportunity, what are you students saying? Let's see if we have our private offline polyglot. Proven system training. Yeah, so it updated the decks and stuff. Folks, you can use this. Also, you can use some of the any of the marketing language here. As you see, you can download both of these decks and use them for your own purposes if you need to. I'm going to put this link one more time in the chat. This is for you guys, okay? This is for anyone who wants to resell Bonfire Terminal and resell offline AI into businesses and make some money, okay? It's a huge opportunity, and this is where sort of the future goes. I will pause for a few seconds and take some questions if anybody has any questions for me. Okay. And let me bring this up right. So, Bonfire Terminal. Okay. So any questions, folks? Any questions? And also, if anybody wants to learn more about the software I built or my AI built and I'm using, check out the the QR code. Take a screenshot of it, have a friend Skype, do whatever, but get other people involved in your decision to become a reseller for Bonfire Terminal. You're going to have to join my club and pay 27 bucks to get access to book a call with someone on my team. The lowest plans for Bonfire are 5,000. So if you don't have 5,000, I won't even join AI. You could join AI Marketers Club. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Any questions? No? Anybody still here? No, great. Well, that's the presentation. I hope you all enjoy, and I will continue to do more of these in the future. I'm going to go to a student webinar. Thanks so much for watching, and all the best. Bye.